Hi guys. Today I am going to color Eric. So I tried to do the speed color and I eventually got it for Ariel, but the headache that was with just the, not even just editing. The editing was fine. It was the whole uploading it because I'm making it on my phone. I'm recording on my phone, I'm editing on my phone. Sorry if that's a little wobbly. And it's just kind of a nightmare right now. So I thought that I would try to do this color and chat. A little forewarning, I guess. I don't always have the words to say. I know I've said this before in my introduction video, but I stumble a lot over my words, and like now, for instance, I don't always have the right words to say. So if I'm talking about something and you think that maybe the video is frozen, it's not really frozen. It's just me trying to think about what I need to say. So, okay, let's, I've got my color chart here. Sorry, that's probably really close up. I used Color with Claire's color chart, not her printout, but the way that she split everything up. I really liked the way that she had them grouped in the color families. So I made my own little chart here and just went through and put everything in. And like I said, I really do like the way that she set it out, and all that work that she did is so appreciated. So now I just need to figure out what colors I want to do for Eric. I think that he's going to be a little tanner than Ariel. So let's do, I mean, of course the light peach will be in there. Let's do some light peach, maybe some sienna brown, and some beige sienna. Let's see how that looks. So I've got the light peach. Where are we? There's the light peach. What did I say? Beige sienna. Okay. Sienna brown. Found it. Okay. So when I color, I like to map out the areas where the shadows will be first, when I'm working with the Prismacolors especially. Sometimes I'll use the darker color first. I'll just go straight in with dark color. Sometimes I use the light colors to map out that area. When I saw this picture, I was like, oh my gosh, that's just beautiful. And this is from, oh, I probably should say that this is from Mythographic Odyssey by Joseph Kattenbang. I'm not sure how to say it. And I really like the later releases of his mythographic books, because there are less of the weird hidden objects. I don't know if that makes sense, but like in this one, I think, you know, you've got the compass here, and, you know, the ship's wheel, and the skull, and the treasure, but those are all things that you would possibly find in like a sea type picture anyway. So I really liked that fact, that there's less of those weird hidden pictures. Like in the earlier ones of his, there's tons of just random things thrown in. And then with Fabiana Attanasio's, you know what? I don't normally color men, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure how to do, like, he wouldn't have super defined cheekbones, and he would have a bigger nose, so that one's easy. I hope this looks all right. What was I saying? Oh, and Fabiana Attanasio's releases of her, chapters, I guess, of her books. Her artwork is beautiful, but I don't know if it was her or the publisher. They just put these random pictures in. Like, it's this beautiful, it would be like, so along the line here where his shirt is, it would be like if there was a starfish just sticking out of his shirt. Like, it doesn't, except it wouldn't be a starfish. It would be like a bottle of shampoo or I don't know, a pan. You know, just weird things that don't make any kind of sense with why they would be in that particular spot. And it's just, I keep buying the books because I really do love the artwork. And I keep telling myself, well, yeah, I'll just color over that, or I'll paint over it, and you won't even hardly be able to see it. And, I haven't yet. So this is the first one in this book that I've done because I was super paranoid about it when I got it. I was like, well, it's going to be another one of those things where there's just random pictures everywhere. And I started flipping through this book, and it is just beautiful. Just beautiful. There are hidden images, like I said, but not a lot on each page. I'm going to say maybe 6 tops. And then on top of that, if they're not stupid ones. I feel like that's kind of mean. They're not ones that wouldn't match, I guess. So maybe I should just make the new challenge to myself to be to color it, to figure out a way to color it and make it look okay to me. I try not to be snobby or anything when it comes to coloring, because it is a hobby that can be used for so much good, and I don't want anyone to feel bad about enjoying what they color, and just as I wouldn't want anybody to make me feel that way either. So I try not to say really bad things about other artists or other books, but you know, everybody has their favorites. It always worries me when I start coloring skin, because I think, you know, it goes through that stage where you're just like, oh, I've totally messed this up. Like, it's not fixable. There's no saving this picture. It's ruined forever. And every picture has that point. You just have to keep working past it, keep messing with your colors, keep blending, keep going. That being said, I think skin is probably, well, I was going to say it's probably my least favorite thing to color, but it really just depends on my mood. There are days where I really want to bring, you know, one of Hannah Carlson's beautiful girls to life, or like in this book, there's a lot of human-ish people, because it's very heavy in the gods and goddesses type pictures. I'm guessing kind of like Homer's Odyssey, maybe. I'm not sure, but yeah, it just kind of depends on my mood about what things I like to color. See, like right now, he looks like a hot mess. Random colors thrown in. Let's see. I feel like he needs a little bit more, the darker shade. there's a color in here that I don't use very often that would work. Let's shoot for one of these. Let's try this chestnut color. I feel like this might be too red. And of course it's not sharpened. Well, it's not too bad. It's just little bits of skin here and there. Excuse me, sorry. So with the video editing, I think I'm going to try to do a few short color alongs like this, and then try also to I really want to do a coloring book collection video because I have a stupid amount of books and I really need to probably look into them a little more than I do, and then I'm thinking maybe this will help me out with that a little bit. I hope you guys can see okay. The way that I have my camera, I can't even, or my phone, I can't really even see the screen. I can see that you're in frame, but that's about all I got. Yeah, so I'm blending that out, those darker colors out a little bit with that mid-tone color. That's looking decent. I don't hate it. You know, I sit and I watch all these different YouTubers and I think, well, this, you know, this looks easy. I could totally do this. I mean, especially the ones that do like the editing for the color alongs and stuff. That's a good bit of work. And, you know, I appreciated it. I appreciated the videos that they put out, but I never thought twice about how much effort they were having to put in. I was just happy they were sharing things with all of us. So, thank you to any of the YouTubers that are out there that are putting out decent content. Okay, so he's not going to have blush, but how do I define his cheekbones a little bit more? I'm not sure how to do that. He is nice and tan though. He's a little more manly than the Disney Ariel or Eric that you see. He will have black hair though. I do want to kind of make it that. Let me see, maybe I could put in some cream for some highlights, see if that'll help. Down his nose, probably. I mean, he would have cheekbones, so he would have a little bit right in here. And then along the top of his chest, on the front of his neck, along his arm here. That peach back in there and blend that in. Oh, that looks crazy. We'll get that fixed though. So, the inauguration was yesterday. That was awesome. I don't like to be too political, but I'm hoping that this is going to be good for our country. I don't know if I should have dated this video with a reference like that. I don't know when these are going to come out. I still haven't actually released my first video. I've just been trying to record things to stock up on. Boy, that arm is not looking right at all. Yeah, this is, let's try to get it. Well, it is what it is. There's got to be another. Let me try that one. I'm going to try some peach beige and see if that'll help. Ooh, this is a baby pencil. Look how little this guy is. I think I have an extender I can put on. I love these extenders. I think this one, oh yeah, it's a Derwent one. And these are the ones that I like the best because then you can tighten it and you can still sharpen your pencil while it's in there, instead of some of the other ones that I've seen where it just kind of turns and turns and turns while you're trying to sharpen. Kind of annoying. I do like that. That looks okay. It needs a little bit more shadow and special in certain areas. Oh, that looks good. Yeah, I like that. It's blending a lot better, not a lot nicer. The only bad thing about filming this is I can't, normally my face is like 2 inches from the page, and it's not super easy for me to see what I'm doing when I'm coloring like this. Okay, I need to add some like dark brown. Nope, not sepia. Let's see. I guess I could try this dark umber. Colors, what number is that? 947. I don't know if that's right either. Well, this is what I'm gonna go with. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. It's not a lot, I'm just really just going along the wherever I think there would be a good amount of shadow, and deepening that up a little bit. I forgot to put some shadow over here, and it would definitely have a little bit along his arm here. And then up here underneath his hair and his chin. Try to blend that out as best as I can. Around his hair. I'm not really sure where his light source is, but this is what I got. I do like to leave a little tiny highlight line along the jaw lines a lot. I feel like it kind of helps highlight, bring your attention to that jawline. He's got a nice jaw. I wonder if that was too much brown. Well, Eric's gonna be super tan. That's one thing I like about the Prismacolors. As long as you don't press too hard, you can always go in. Well, Prismacolors and Polys, you can really go in and just layer and layer until you get the shade that you like. but especially you have to watch your pressure. Alright, well, we add in a little bit more tan color. See how that goes. I don't think his neck is dark enough. I think I need to add more color in here. Sorry I'm being quiet. Like I said, I don't always have a whole lot to say, especially when I'm focusing on this stuff. I think maybe if I try to do, I don't know, a little talking point sheet or like a questionnaire kind of thing. I've seen Lavelia's coloring. She had a couple of videos where she had like a questionnaire that she went through as she was coloring to give her some stuff to talk about. I thought that was a really good idea. Alright. Let's see, we're going to give him some peach lips. Need a little bit of shadow under those. You can have some definition there. Come back in and give him some more peach on the nose. A little bit more in here. Do that line here. See if that works. Okay, there's Eric. He looks a little dirty, actually. But he would be dirty, right? He's been out on the sea and can't take a bath or a shower. Pirates are gross. They're dirty and stinky. Okay, maybe he'll look better with some hair. Let's see. I forgot to press record. So I decided to give him some warm gray in there, and then some black will go in there as well. I like to start with some grays and again build up that color so you get a nice deep black. I'm leaving this area here for highlights, and some of these other areas that I left white, I kind of want to leave those as much as I can. Because black hair especially looks really good with high contrast. So, I mean, nothing contrasts more than black and white. Yeah, he already looks better with a little bit of gray in there. So I'm going to go to the... So that one was, let me see. That one was 70% warm gray, and this one's 90%. I'm just trying to go through and hit certain areas, make some areas a little darker, keep some areas a little lighter. And this area right here is kind of hidden behind that swoosh of bangs, so, well, I don't know if it's bangs, it's swoosh of hair, I guess. And so I wanted to kind of highlight that. Alright, and with my black, which is also a tiny baby, it's another little one. I'm not quite sure. One of the things that I wasn't quite sure about is how to do the water droplets, like on Ariel's skin here. I'm going to have to watch a tutorial or something to figure that out, because he's got some water on him too. This black, I'm just kind of putting it here and there wherever I feel like it might need a little bit darker, even darker. We're going to just color all that in. It was weird with that hole in it. Okay, go back to, I'm going to go with a lighter gray. Let's go 50%. I'm just going to color down into the highlights a little bit. I don't want him to look like an old man, but that gray really helps. Go with the black. Sorry, I have to turn the book a little bit here. You can kind of do a few little strokes into that highlight too, and that kind of helps look like there's hair going in different directions. And you do want to make sure your pencil is sharper than mine just was there. And then I'm going to take my white and I'm going to clean it off first because I have a little bit left over from what I was using it on earlier. And I'm going to come in and just do a little highlight right here, a little here. So wherever we kind of left those open areas, I'm going to add that white in. I think that looks okay. Make his eyebrow a little bit darker. Make this area a little darker. See if I can get it super dark. Yeah, that looks okay. I kind of want to give a little, just a tad bit of color to his lips, but I don't want to make him look like a girl. So I'm going to try this rosy beige. See what that does. That helps a little. Not a ton. Okay, let's get a blue. Ariel's got a pretty green in her eye. Let's get a blue for Eric. Ooh, that cobalt blue, that's a pretty color. I wonder if I can get in there with this. You just need a tiny bit. Tiny bit of color. If you leave a little bit of white, it kind of looks like there's a highlight on it, so it's not bad. I feel like his This mouth is not being highlighted to its best advantage either. Yeah, that didn't work. That's okay. Okay, well, there's Eric. His skin and stuff. I guess I could do the shirt now too. Just use those same warm grays that I was using. Start with a little bit lighter shade this time. He's gonna have a white shirt. You know what? I've figured out what my least favorite thing to color is, and it's fabric. It throws me for a loop pretty much every time I either try to draw it or color it. I can't figure out the shading. I can't figure out the folds and the light. It's just drives me batty. So for this, I'm just kind of winging it and putting shadows wherever there's kind of a line. Like I know under his collar it would be shaded, but I don't really know. Like this fold, like that fold, you can kind of tell because it's got this little ledge here, or this little bump out here, so you would think that this part would be in shadow, but I'm not positive. But it's fun to try. And try that there. It looks like it's a fold. And like along the edges of his shirt, probably along the bottom, it would be kind of darker as well. Alright, let's do a little bit along here, along the boat. That would be pressed up against him. Okay, I'm going to add in a little bit of a darker gray in some of these areas. So I hope everyone out there is doing well, that the virus has not affected anyone too badly. I know it has affected so many, and I'm so thankful that there's a vaccine now that is being distributed. My mom caught the virus. She is 64 years old, and she ended up in the hospital for about a week. She was having trouble breathing. She was not put on a ventilator, but she was on like 7 liters of oxygen when she first got in. So thankfully by that time it was a little later. It wasn't like one of the first cases or anything, so they had really great medicine that they could give her that helped her so much. But now she is still suffering from side effects. She has 0 to no energy. She is having a hard time breathing. She is having issues with digestion. It's just, and it's worrying me a bunch. I hope she doesn't watch this, because if she does, she'll be like, why are you telling everybody my business? I feel like that was a little too dark right there. I'm gonna try to... Alright. Okay, I'm gonna sharpen my white really quick so I can get in here really good and get this. So earlier, oh, you're not gonna be able to see this, but earlier I was trying to add a nice like white highlight to this. I'm gonna have to go in with something else because my camera died and then my pen died. I was like, ah! So I just decided that this is what it's gonna be for now, and I'll mess with it later. It's been a fun page so far. I like how Ariel turned out. I think she's pretty. Alarm go off, and I needed to... Oh, you know what? I need some gray right in there. On the back of this collar, there would probably be some shadows there. Had an alarm go off, and since I'm recording on my phone, it turned my video camera off. Yeah, so with this white, I'm just pressing pretty heavy pressure, trying to blend those grays out a little bit. Prismacolor white is probably one of my favorite tools to blend. That and the Prismacolor blender marker. I love that thing. It's been really helpful on a lot of my pages recently. That one for sure is going to be... I'm going to use a little bit right along the edge here. There. Alright, did I get all these? I think I did. Okay, so man, I am just not having any luck with trying to record with this. So my phone died when I was talking about finishing up the shirt on Eric here, and then it's been a day since I've been able to get back down here and record. So I tested out some colors. I've got this little fish here. I kind of wanted him to look like Flounder, even though he doesn't have the same markings. I kind of made him look like that with some of my markers. I figured markers would probably go better on the bottom of this underwater scene. I feel like it would be cool if it was like stormy and gray up top and then really bright and fun underneath, kind of like how it is in the movie. So I'll show you how I did this little guy here. I'm using Tombow markers. So this one is number 55. It's a nice bright yellow. Also, when I was recording, I realized that a lot of the time I mumbled to myself. So I apologized for that earlier in the video. Yeah, I did not realize I was doing that. So if you can't hear half of what I'm saying sometimes, I'm really sorry. So I laid down the yellow and then left these open areas here for some light blue. And then you just come in with this light blue and just follow all of these little spots that are open. The nice thing about Tombows is they tend not to streak if you work pretty quickly with them, especially in this one. So this one was 451. And then I come in with 493. And I just do a little bit, I do a line along the back side of that. Some little flicks of color along the edges of the fins. And then just pick a couple random spots in his big fin. come back in with my light blue and just kind of blend that in. And I think like most water-based markers will do this on good quality paper. You can blend them while they're still wet, and it's a really cool effect. Okay, so there's my second little flounder done. I am considering speeding up this process because there's a lot of stuff in here, so it might be more fun for you to just see it done. So I think I'm going to try to do that. But real quick, I'll go over what I'm going to do. I've got this Tombow 977 that I'm going to base the boat in, and I think probably this treasure chest down here. I have a collection of pinks and greens, and actually these few here, I think these are from Hobby Lobby, which is a craft store here, and then another Tombow one, which is 772. And then I have a nice gray for some of the rocks and stuff in the background, N75. And then my greens that I'm using are all Tombow. So there's 131, 133, and 126. So I'm going to start on that, and I'll talk to you in a minute. do want to say something about the boat here. So when I was using that brown, you can, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but there's a few little streaky bits right here and right here. But for the most part, it dries really well and really solid, because I don't know, it looks pretty good. Like my little treasure chest down there, it looks really good. And then of course, if I go over this with some Prismacolor, then it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be great. Okay, back to the coral and stuff. Okay, so I used the same color that I used on the shells on this thing to do this starfish there. I have a fun little color combo that I want to try on these little fish, so I'm going to do that on camera, and then I think I'm going to have to do this as a two-part, which just it takes way longer than I assumed that it would. Maybe I'm just a really slow colorist. Okay, so let's get started on these fishies. So I've got 4 colors. I've got 636, 665, 685, and that pretty 55 yellow again. So let me just double check, because I think that one needs to go there, and that one needs to go there. Alright, so I'm gonna do a little bit. I know that looks really dark. Hopefully it'll lighten up quite a bit. So I'm going to do that one. I'm going to leave the lids off. And then we're going to come in with this one. And here's again where you can do that fun blending. And then we're going to do this next lighter one. Oops. Oh, that happens. blend that fin out a little bit. And then try to do this yellow. I might have to do another color into that. Maybe like a let's try this pink into there. See if no, that doesn't really, that makes it orange. Alright, well, I'll let that dry and see what that does. Yeah, that looks really orange. I wonder if there's a better pink that I could use. I've got a stack of, oh, that one might work. Yeah, we'll try that on the other one. So I grabbed another one, a 673. Okay, let's try this again. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, that's okay too. So I'm going to hold off on the purple, the really dark purple first. I'm going to go in with the 665 first and just color. I'm just going to do like 3 big sections. So there's that one. And that lighter tone, that's going into more of a pink. And then a little bit of this new color that I grabbed, and then into the yellow. And then if I want, I can come back in with a little bit of purple, like dark purple on the nose up there. Blend this in a little bit, and blend this in a little bit. Well, they're bright, that's for sure. Okay, so that's it on the fish. And we'll see. It doesn't know, I don't think it's gonna blend quite right, but maybe I can fix it a little bit with my pencils. So that's it for this time. Can't really zoom you out, but so we did Eric, and then I colored in the boat and all of these fun little fishies and corals. All right, so I will see you next time. Thanks so much for watching.